Hello everyone, welcome to Another Day in the Car with Julez. Today I decided to do a little video where I do a Google Drive of sorts out to the search area where the police were searching that field, and it's also the vicinity of where Crenshaw did her search, where she found the burnt seats, etc. And the red marker is the West home where Grandma West lives, and we're traveling down Cottonwood Road up near the West's house on Potomac. It is known as Martin Luther King, but south of Brundage it is Cottonwood. And we cruise down through residential areas. Oh, and it didn't work the first time when I was trying to do it in drive form. I just wasn't able to capture it correctly, but I was able to look at the areas and refresh my mind on it. Anyway, it's out in the south. It's out in the south area of town near some agricultural stuff. And, you know, the reason why I was so curious about this is because a lot of people were talking about how when the Wests were cleaning up their yard, and there were a lot of people out there filming and keeping an eye and asking where the boys are, they saw that a red truck kept getting loaded up with stuff and leaving and coming back empty. And they were saying that these trips were about every half hour is when the vehicle would show back up again. And my first thought was, well, maybe they went to the dump. But it turns out the dump is 15 minutes away via the 58 East. And so I don't know if they really could have made it out there, done their business, and come back within a half hour. But here we are at the search area over at the corner of Cottonwood and Pacheco, and I'll do some comparisons for you in a little bit, showing the interview with the Bakersfield City Police officer who was speaking of the search, and you'll be able to see that this is that area. Anyway, it turns out that this location is about 8 minutes from the West's home on Potomac, so they could easily come out here, unload the truck, and get back there in, a half hour. And one of these lots around here is where Crenshaw was, and I'm not sure which one of them it was that she was searching in. She said in her video that she was across from where the police search was, and then she found those burnt items that seemed very similar to the items that were in the burn pit area of the West's backyard. And the area that I was looking at just now has a little bit of fence around it, so it wouldn't be easy to drive a vehicle into it, but these other areas do. And just taking a look, though, I was looking at the little houses and the trailers out there and realizing that there's probably people living there. So if the Wests were doing illegal dumping for any reason, there probably were some witnesses. Way back when I lived in Bakersfield, and I had friends that lived in little houses like that, and in the some of them lived in RVs. Some of them lived in RVs on their parents' properties and stuff. I'm talking about way back when I was in my late teens, early 20s. So a long time ago. Anyway, this is the search area, and I'm really hoping that we get some more information out there and that people will recognize the boys, will have seen the boys with their grandparents or their parents sometime in the past year, and will let the police know about that so we can get a better idea of where or when was the last time anyone actually saw these kids. And this case is bringing to mind something that happened a long time ago. Way back in 2004, Trisha and Victor Reyes disappeared in Bakersfield. They were 11 and 12 at the time. Their mom was into a lot of bad stuff and substances, and she passed at, I think she was only like 41 years old, but it was in January of 2008. And then on August 15th, 2008, her two adult daughters were clearing out a storage shed that their mom had, and they found bones in a container and realized right away that this must be their little sister and their little brother, that their mom had come up with umpteen stories about where the kids were. But there they were in the storage unit. The sisters gave them a proper burial about a month after they were found. Anyway, I just hope that our boys aren't in a storage unit somewhere. But if they are, I hope that somebody will come forward saying that somebody in the West family has a storage unit somewhere, so that could be checked out, just in case. As always, I'm praying for the boys, and I hope we get some answers soon. And I haven't heard anything new yet about the remains that were found over near Rosamond off of Rattlesnake. Things are going crazy over there in Kern County in Bakersfield. On Friday, there were several sets of fresh remains, that's the way I'll state it for YouTube purposes. 2 were found around noon in Oildale at a house near the corner of El Cajon and, I can't read my own writing, Hurl, I think. And then 3 p.m., 2 more at Castaic Avenue, right across from the Kern County Sheriff's Office. And then around 7 p.m., a female was found clinging to life near the Walmart on East Brundage, and she didn't make it. So crazy stuff all on Friday. Thanks for watching Another Day in the Car with Julez.